Well, this Hoosier offense is offensive, isn't it? Or it's awesome, or it's awe-inspiring. We'll talk about all that happened in the Milwaukee game last night. Another 100 points for the Indiana Hoosiers basketball team. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
Hello, guys, and welcome to Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this community. So, we had another game last night, a third game, and I think we can clearly say that this Indiana team is just a different entity altogether. We'll talk about the game in this episode. We'll talk about everything that happened. We'll talk about their defensive laws in the beginning of the game and their rebounding laws in the beginning of the game and how they were able to flip the script on some of that. Overall, I mean, tell me what you think of this team, because they are just so much fun to watch. I can't say enough if it's a breath of fresh air just to watch. We'll get into all that and more on this episode. But first, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button down below. I will have the giveaway winner on this episode, so we'll reveal that at the end. Who won the Rally House or the home field apparel.
Next t-shirt giveaway at 3,600 subscribers.
So do all that good stuff. And if you love this Indiana team, leave your comments down below and hit that thumbs up button. It helps to get the video out to more people, more Hoosier fans, and grow the Hoosier fan base. So if you do all that good stuff, and if you're so kind, watch the video to the very end. It helps me out. I'm just a small creator, so I appreciate all of the love that people give me on here. So thank you very much for being part of this community. 10% of the AdSense revenue on this channel goes to T2T.org. Without the veterans, we are nothing. And without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, Hillbilly Monkey, what did you think about this game and the team and how they're able to get it done so far?
Well, I mean, I love the fact that the coach be getting on them about halfway through that first half. He was yelling at everybody. I think we're going to be talking about that today.
Yes, and we will talk about that today, because the game started out, like, let's talk about how this game went. I mean, the game started out, and I will say Indiana's defense in the first 5 minutes was not good, and then the first half was not good. They were allowing them to get to where they wanted to go and hit some three-pointers. And Darian Devries, he talked about that in the press conference. After the game, they asked Darian Devries what happened with the defense in the first half and what he thought about it. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll that clip.
Yeah, I didn't think we were as hooked up as we typically are, especially defensively. I thought we gave them some opportunities from the three-point line that we put a lot of time into the last couple of days about not letting them get started. And I thought once they hit one, they're the type of team that has guys that can make 3, 4, 5 of them that you can't guard, because they're just get on a hot streak. So. I thought the guys after halftime did a much better job. I thought we were way more aggressive. We got them pushed out, and we were able to disrupt them a lot more.
So yeah, they played much better in the second half defensively. It was a real fast-paced, back and forth type of game early on with them. Tate Connerway definitely played his best game in this game. He was just able to weave his way through the defense and really get to where he needed to go. Had a lot of great drives inside. I think his potential, and
I think he's just kind of like
just realizing how good he can be at the next level. And maybe that'll take a little bit of time, but there's no lack of confidence with him.
It's just unbelievable how he's able to operate out there.
Lamar Wilkerson is the other guy. He's just so much fun to watch. His quick release, the way he is able to kind of manipulate the defense, and whenever he is open, we have just not had a player like that. Him or Tucker DeVries, one of the threes that DeVries only scored 2 points. That was one thing I said in the video yesterday. Do we want to see them win in different ways? Do we want to see other guys step up? I think it's clear, like, whoever is open on this team, whoever's going to have the opportunity is going to be the one that's going to score. I don't think it's like a team that's just geared around two players, even though those are our best two scorers. Whenever the opportunity comes up for the ball to move to the open man, the ball moves to the open man. And we seem to like this game after watching the entire thing and rewatching it today. It was about the most lackadaisical, and I hate to use the word lackadaisical, but it was probably the most lackadaisical 101-point scoring game I've ever seen by a team, because there were parts of this game where I thought, oh, they're maybe not scoring at as high of a clip as they usually would. But then you look up at the scoreboard at the end of the game, and you're 14 to 28. You got 42 of your points on three-pointers, so you're 14 to 28 on threes. Indiana's shooting 47.65%, I think, on three-pointers on the year so far, I think is what I saw, or 40.
Somewhere in there.
But Indiana's killing it from the three-point line. That is the big equalizer that, compared to years past, we were always on the losing end of that. We were always making like 5 to 8 3-pointers a game, and the other team was making 14 or 15. And that puts you like 8 points behind the 8 ball before the game even gets going. And then you add in that you're playing a super slow style of play. Hillbilly Monkey, he built this brick wall out of bricks that the Indiana laid in the last 8 years, didn't you?
I hate to lie to you, but this is not an actual brick wall. This is wallpaper that I put up back here.
So you're telling me that you're lying to me about the bricks?
I mean, you can keep on believing whatever you want. I can't believe you worked in construction and you didn't know that they weren't real bricks.
Well, I didn't actually see them for myself, I guess. Maybe I should look around here more often. But one of the other clips in the press conference, I thought this was hilarious. His answer on this, because what else is the answer going to be? Because they asked him about if it was sustainable to keep scoring 100 points every day. And his answer, I thought, was hilarious. And then he goes on and he talks about the defense and the rebounding, because that is the biggest issue for this team, is defense and rebounding. They can score a lot of points. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll that clip and see what the coach said about sustainability.
The offensive efficiency, and how sustainable is it for going forward?
Yeah, I think the sustainability really is going to be dictated by what we continue to do it. There's going to be nights where you don't go 14 for 28 and you have those same shots. That's just basketball. That's coming. So on those nights, that's our challenge. Is how do we win those games? I actually thought, even though it was an exhibition game, our Baylor game was similar. Like, we didn't shoot it very well, and that was an early test of like, hey, we didn't shoot well, but we still found a way to win the game. So that's why everything we talk about the offense, we almost let them just kind of go, and you guys just keep doing what you do best. Our whole focus is on the defense and the rebounding piece, because we know if we can get stops, limit people to one chance, and now we get to play in transition. Now we get to go, do what we do best.
Yeah, it's like, well, it will be sustainable if they keep doing it. Yes, that is what it means. It's like, sometimes I listen to these questions that they ask him in the press conferences, and it's like, they're not actual questions. They're almost like statements for him to continue talking. So, but I did love to see that Devries got in everybody's faces at one point. There was like, I forget what the time was right here, but maybe about 10 minutes left in the half. You could just tell he was like really pissed off about some of the way the defense was going down and how they were getting some wide open looks right after a dude hit a 3-pointer. He just like came down and like ripped a bunch of dudes. You do want to see that. Like, he is holding guys accountable on this team. And look, these guys are here for the coaching. You don't see guys like getting yelled at and then hanging their head the rest of the game and pouting around like a bunch of babies. Like, these dudes are in it to win it for each other. And like, that's what it really does take in basketball. It was great to see in this game. Like, let's talk about some of the role players. It was great to see Nick Dorn out there for the first time, Josiah Miles in the game. It was really great to see Connor Enright get to a 3-pointer that went down from the corner. He could be huge if he's able to hit some of those spot up shots. Tatum Conaway hit a 3-pointer in this game. I believe he was 1 for 4, but Conaway was unbelievable in his ability to drive the ball and pass. The other thing is our big guys finding people in the passing game. Both Sam Alexis and Reed Bailey are both really, really great. Not only Reed Bailey, like handling the ball, driving the ball up the court, but also Reed Bailey is just great at finding people on these backdoor cuts. Sam Alexis found Tucker DeVries on a backdoor cut. These are just the huge types of plays that you need out of like... It's good to see that the coach puts more an emphasis on more skills than just being like big and being able to dunk and these types of things, because you can tell every dude on this team is a good passer, and they all have like a pretty high feel and acumen for the game. When you watch them all together, you can tell that, yeah, moving the ball on offense, they have a great feel for how to get the ball to the open man and how to put the ball in the basket, obviously, because they're scoring 100 points. I believe it's like they're averaging 99.67 points a game right now, if you do the math. That is what is most fun to watch. Why I made the thumbnail, it's like, do you think that this team is offensive to Mike Woodson and Archie Miller? Like, if they watch this team play, would they be sitting there going, well, that's not how you play basketball. You got to get the high-low up to the block and then dump it down inside. I mean, and Archie Miller, the same thing. And you notice our defense, I like watching this type of defense. They're playing really more man-to-man and not switching a lot and that type of thing. So I never knew what Archie Miller or Mike Woodson were trying to do on defense. It seemed like the type of defense that is just the type where you don't guard anybody, and that's okay. We have a coach here that is bringing that accountability in. We haven't seen it in a long time. And I know a lot of people out there, they're probably like, I got to see more. We got to see more. I don't have to see anymore. I think this team, if you look at just what we've seen so far, yeah, they're going to play their games. They're going to take their lumps against teams and be in some fights and have some games where they don't shoot the ball well. But they're not a team that's going to hang their head and shrug their shoulders and when the coach yells at them, or when they get their shot blocked, and then spend half of the rest of the half pouting. Or we're also not going to see anymore, if there's a 2-minute segment of the game where the team is not playing well, DeVries calls timeout and gets the guys like back on track of what they need to do. It doesn't go like when they don't have like 8 minutes go by where we're walking the ball up the court and we don't know who to pass the ball to or where to go, and we're like forcing it into places that we don't need to. Like that is over with DeVries as the coach. You can just, his ability to know what the hell he's doing, honestly. It's just to have his system and to know where he needs everybody at, and to be able to really articulate and explain that to all these dudes. And in this last clip, DeVries, he talks about, really, in this clip, he talks about what Indiana basketball is all about. That's what I thought when I heard him saying this during the press conference, because this is what Indiana fans want. Hillbilly Monkey, roll that clip.
Hopefully what they see is not just the points. Hopefully they see just guys that play the right way, they play hard, they play unselfish, they share the ball. They understand, cutting, moving, screening for one another. That's what ultimately we want people to really, take joy in. It's like they just like watching this team play together.
That's right. That's all we ever wanted, was guys that play the right way, play hard, do the little things right, at least like try to block out, try to like do the small things, stay up on your guy, try to stay in front of him, try to, take a charge when a guy comes into the lane, get into position to rebound and make shots, like Did we forget for 8 years what basketball is about? It's about putting the basketball in the basket. Can you believe that, Hillbilly Monkey? It's about putting the ball in the basket. Novel idea, isn't it?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection. Well, I mean, you would have thought it was a novel idea to Archie Miller and Mike Woodson. It's almost like we need to combine their 2 coaching years into like one word, like Archie Woodson or something like that. It just felt like a continuation of crappy offense for like almost a decade. And now that's gone. Now they're putting the ball in the basket, which is what basketball is all about. The basket and the ball go in the basket. It seems so simple, but you know, to some people, very simple things can seem complex sometimes.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, to Mike Woodson and Archie Miller, it seemed complex for all this time. You know, like this channel, if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me. But it's like this channel blew up when, you know, we were all complaining about Mike Woodson so much. I am so happy that those days are over. Like,
It turned me into a person I don't want to be.
I want to be happy watching these games. I don't want to sit here and just scream and pull all my hair out and all that type of thing.
I think we have a great team on our hands here. And really, I think the sky is the limit for this group. I think their ceiling is raising every single game as you watch these guys. And I think their floor is they're going to get into the tournament. This team is going to be in the top 5 in the Big Ten. I really do believe that. And it's DeVries and his experience and that he's just in the past few years, he's one of these guys who is just made for the NIL system because of his experience at Drake, because he's doing it one time at West Virginia and what he did there in 1 year, and then to come to a program where he's getting better players at Indiana than he could get at West Virginia and having a better home court, playing in the Big Ten. I just think DeVries is going to be able to get it done and have this team right up there in the top 5 of the Big Ten. I just think we're going to give teams fits. We're going to lose some games. I think we're going to lose some games like Purdue lost last year once we get into the, big part of the Big Ten season. But I think it's just the fighting spirit and everything that these dudes bring to the table. They will be able to really surprise, I believe, a lot of people. And, we'll see how it all plays out. They don't really have any big games till December. They got a bunch of home games in a row right here. So we're going to be watching game by game, see how their defense and their rebounding improves as time goes on. I am here for it. I am so happy to have this team. I mean, it's like we're in the bizarro world at times, because this team is so bizarrely different than the teams that Mike Woodson had. And the contest winner is at Herman Bloom 275. Herman Bloom 275. Your name is on the screen. Email me at indianasportsco@proton.me. It's on the bottom of the screen. Email me, send me your address, and I will send you your shirt. And thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and watching all the videos. And the next giveaway will be at 3,600 subscribers. So do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.